three games as the Sixers come from 3 down to beat the Celtics, and they did it in Boston tonight. With Philly up 1, Tyrese Maxey to the hole. Next possession, it's Maxey again, finished with 30 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Clutch at the end, and the Sixers win Game 7, 109-100 to wrap it up. They get the Knicks starting Monday in New York. Last time the Sixers beat the Celtics in a playoff series, it also came in a Game 7, also in Boston, 1982. Philadelphia led by Andrew Toney, who got the nickname the Boston Strangler that year. He scored 30 or more 3 times in the series, including 34 in Game 7. The Sixers taking down Larry Bird and the Celtics, and that was the last time they did it until tonight. Our NBA analyst, Damon Shumpert, joins the show. Now, Shump, I think a lot of smart people in the NBA figured the Celtics had a really good chance to win it all. Instead, they're bounced in the first round. I get that Tatum was out tonight, but they also lost by double digits in Games 5 and 6. In your estimation, what happened to that team?
Well, we knew that the Boston Celtics are going to live and die by the three-point line. They've done so all year. It's just they've shot it ridiculously well. And at nights, they don't shoot it well. They've always had the chance to rely on a Jaylen Brown, the chance to rely on a Payton Pritchard to sort of shoot them out of it or just bail them out of it in some sort of way. It's just when they shoot under 30%, as we've seen in these playoffs, they cannot win. They struggle, and there's times that they are lackadaisical when making the decision on who is going to bail them out at the moment. And I think that when they looked at the other side, game by game, the Philadelphia 76ers started to believe in Joel Embiid, being able to carry the load that we once thought he couldn't carry because of his injuries. And you started to see the animations come back and the confidence start to build. And then to have Tyrese Maxey be your number one guy, your option at the end that nobody can stay in front of, always looking to find a matchup and always looking to make sure the team feels calm when scoring and answering runs. I think the Philadelphia 76ers just showed the rest of the world that they are one of those scary teams that we once believed, and now they're right here in front of our face.
Yeah, we just heard Joe Mazzulla in post-game. He was asked what happened in the series, and he said Joel Embiid happened. Guy returns from his appendectomy in Game 4. The Sixers went 3 of 4 to take the series. I know the Philly's a better team with Embiid on the floor, but tell me why it changes the dynamic with that team offensively.
It's pacing. I think that having a Tyrese Maxey, one of those guys that you can't stay in front of, you have to put so much attention on every ball screen and every time there's a matchup problem. When he does that, he also goes all the way to the rim. When he goes all the way to the rim, it leaves offensive rebounding lanes for Joel Embiid, as well as Kelly Oubre, who had a great series as well. But when he gets to the rim, it makes you make decisions. It makes you go for quick drops. And then he's also able to sit there in that pocket when Tyrese Maxey makes that pocket pass, and he's able to not only make the decision at the free throw line, but he's also able to make a play, make a score, take his time, back it down. The best part about having a Joel Embiid is the way he scores instills confidence in the rest of the team. As you saw him hit that big 3 when Boston was going to make a run, he tells everybody to calm down. It takes that type of star power. It takes that level of confidence to make your team feel like no matter what run the other side goes on, we're going to win at the end.
Man, you look at that Sixers team. I mean, I know they're a 7th seed and all that, but you got Embiid, you got Maxey, you got Paul George, a multi-all-star, a tremendous rookie in VJ Edgecombe. They are loaded with talent. And Sixers-Knicks starts on Monday. Shump, how do you see that series working out?
Well, I'm going to root for my Knicks, as I always have to. But it's an interesting series. The two teams that I didn't want the New York Knicks to run into, if you ask me, it is Philly. It's a bad matchup for them. And the other one for me was Detroit, just because Detroit seems to have had their number and also seems like they want to play the Knicks so bad. So I already had them marked off the list. It's always a battle with New York and Philly. But the matchup of Joel Embiid coming back and playing the way he's playing, I mean, the guy was doing push-ups after a made field goal. That's only a good sign for the fans in Philadelphia. But having Joel Embiid in those moments, it lets you know he's feeling healthy. Anytime he's talking to the crowd, he's jawing back and forth with players. He's flailing the arms. He's celebrating. He's telling the crowd to be quiet. He's telling the Philly crowd to get loud. Anytime he's doing that, not only is he fun to watch, he is fun to play with, and you're watching the Philadelphia Sixers benefit off of that. When I look at that and I preview that into seeing the Knicks, I just wonder, does Cat's magic really come and combat that of Joel Embiid, especially when it comes down to the end of games and end of quarters, trying to outscore a Joel Embiid that can also look across the court and see a Tyrese Maxey ready to do the same thing.
Yeah, Maxey and Brunson and Embiid and Cat should be all sorts of fun. Again, it starts Monday at the Garden. Amon Shumpert, our NBA analyst, giving us his thoughts as the Sixers rally back from 3-1 down to beat the Celtics. Let's hear now from Payton Pritchard, new on SportsCenter, talking about coughing up that 3-1 lead.
Right now.
It's disappointing. Very disappointing. I mean, just being up 3-1 and then, end up losing the series. But definitely motivation going into the offseason to get better and to come back stronger.
Payton, I know the shots have to go in for the offense to work at its best, but in your guys' last 3 games, I think you got 100 points or less in each of them. What about the way they were defending you, or your offensive process might have changed in these last few games? Like, what did they do or you guys do that didn't allow you to get over?
I just feel like this sport is such a rhythm, and like the scoring can be at highs and lows, and sometimes you just gotta get lucky and be scoring the ball really well and go on stretches. And we hit a 3-game stretch where we just didn't score the ball well, and shooting threes was, we weren't on. So, but it's something we gotta continue to work on and get better for.
Was there anything you think you guys could have done differently in the midst of that to change it at all?
I'm not sure. We got good looks, so you gotta live with them.
You guys talked so much with so much pride about the season, right? About it not being a gap year and about it being winning 56 games. Like, can you still have pride in all of that despite this outcome? Like, how do you process the playoffs and obviously wanting to go for a championship, but also all the individual things that and the teams?
I thought a lot of people had a lot of growth this year, so that's a positive. And like I said, like, just because you don't win a championship one year doesn't mean it didn't build for the next championship. So, when we won, I think was Banner 18. The 4 years before that, we lost 4 straight. Lost to Miami, lost in the finals. So, those might have been disappointing years, but maybe those led to the championship. So that's how I look at it.
Celtics, right there late in this game, and they just went stone cold when it counted. They had 2 points in clutch time.